Hello and welcome back to 360 Sports. I'm your host, Isabel, and today we're talking all about NFL football. I'm here with an incredible all-female group of analysts, Katie, Izzy, and Emily. So first, let's get started with talking about Week 7 of the NFL, bringing us some incredible outings. The Colts absolutely dominated the Chargers thanks to impressive performances from Indiana Jones and potential MVP candidate Jonathan Taylor. What do you guys think of the Colts ceiling this year? And do you guys think that they have a legitimate shot at the Super Bowl? Let's talk about it. Katie, you want to start us off?
Sure. I think they have done amazing. I'm honestly shocked. I mean, Daniel Jones, we all know, he's had a bit of a rough go, but I think he's had a complete turnaround. Shane Steichen, great coach, doing amazing over there. But yeah, I think they've had great momentum so far. I think that they definitely can they most likely will make the playoffs. They have a fairly easy schedule ahead of them. I think they're playing the Titans next week, and then I think they have a good momentum to make it far in the playoffs. I wouldn't say they're a definite Super Bowl contender, but they could get there.
Yeah, I think this team's ceiling is the Super Bowl. Right now, they're 6-1. They're leading the AFC. Yes, they do play in a down conference in the AFC, so their competition isn't always the best, and it's easy for them to lead. But compared to last year, they've been doing great. I mean, Tyler Warren, he's really the standout tight end, I think, from that draft class. If there's any question about who is the best tight end in that draft class, we have it now.
Absolutely.
But Taylor, he's leading the league in both yards and touchdowns. And he's second in carries. Daniel Jones, he knows what he's doing. He's leading them well, I think. So I think really that if this team doesn't make it far in the playoffs, I think it'd be a letdown. They're 6-1 right now. Again, like you said, their schedule isn't that tough coming up. I think a few of the tests they'll have at the end of the season is the Chiefs and the Jaguars. Yeah. But right now they're looking pretty good.
Honestly, I would agree with what you guys said. I mean, they have very good control on the line of scrimmage. I mean, when it comes down to it, they play very well. They honestly have good offense, but they also have good defense, which is incredible when you can have both. I mean, Taylor, I feel like he's clear like MVP. Like, I feel like he's definitely top of my list for like MVP. He runs with like vision, like he can see the field and he really can like understand the field. I mean, he has incredible breakaway speed. When he gets out, I mean, he's gone. He's fast. And he has a lot of power, too, which I think is very important. Obviously, Jones, I feel like he's a dual threat. You know, he runs, he throws, he can do it all. He has very, like, good, like, calm energy during the game. Like, he's not, like, freaking out. And I feel like he has good command of the offense, too. Like, he really understands his offense. And, yeah, I feel like it's really important. And, honestly, I feel like it's too early to say anything about Super Bowl-wise, but I think that if they do keep playing like this, I really think that they're kind of underrated, and they're kind of a team that might sneak up on us and really show us, like, obviously their schedule's not hard, but I think the more we see them play, the more they'll kind of sneak up on us and become a threat.
Definitely.
They need to stay healthy and keep their momentum. If they keep the same momentum and staying healthy that they have right now, I think they can potentially get a bye for the first round too.
Absolutely.
Which is something really good to get.
I completely agree with you girls. I mean, this was a heck of a game to watch. They beat the LA Chargers 38-24. I mean, they just completely shut down their offense. And I didn't even think that, Justin Herbert had a bad day, but I just thought that their defense looked so solid. Daniel Jones, I'm so happy that he's finally thriving in a confident position. Absolutely. Jonathan Taylor with a hat trick. This was just a really exciting game. And I would actually agree with you, Izzy. I think that this could be a potential Super Bowl team. And I think that's really exciting. I'm sick as a Dallas fan. I'm sick of seeing the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I'm sick of seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
All right.
Super Bowl, like,
give my
too many
Eagles a
times,
break.
in my opinion.
The Chiefs can go bye-byes. The Eagles, I'd like to see them at least in one more Super Bowl.
I'd like to see them in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, just one more time. The
2026
Chiefs can go. I'm over the Chiefs, but
I would agree.
I wouldn't mind Eagles Colts in the Super Bowl.
Me either.
We can put the Colts in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Eagles Bills. Eagles Bills or Eagles Bengals. Those are my two dream Super Bowls. But Eagles Colts, I wouldn't be mad at. I would love to see Tyler Warren.
Yes.
Make it
First
to a Super Bowl.
Saquon.
Penn
State on Penn State. I feel like that could be fun.
Yes. All right, moving on to the Giants-Broncos game. Let's talk about this absolutely nuts game. Somehow fumbling a 19-0 7-0 lead in the fourth quarter on the way to a heartbreaking 32-33 loss. The Giants, I think, were blown away. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen that meme of Jackson Dart just absolutely dumbfounded at this loss. So how does something like this happen, and what does this victory tell us about the Broncos' future?
Yeah, I think that meme of Jackson Dart, it really, I liked all the things I was saying. He's learning what it means to be a New York Giant.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
going off of Jackson Dart, he's really showing growth. Like, I think he is a very stable quarterback for this team. I think if anybody is going to maybe lead the Giants somewhere, it's Jackson Dart.
Absolutely.
Besides that interception he had in that fourth quarter, he played well. They scored. A lot of times, if your offense is scoring 32 points, you're assuming that you'll win the game. So I think for the Giants' case, their defense lost them this game. You cannot give up 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
But on the other hand, that says a lot about the Broncos. Bo Nix, he's standing out in this game. He threw
incredible.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just incredible. They're 5-2 now, the Denver Broncos, with wins against the Eagles as well, which is...
When was the last time you guys heard about the Denver Broncos?
Right.
Like, absolutely dominating.
Yeah. Right.
It's been a while.
Yes.
Exactly. But I think that they're emerging as a dark horse in the AFC. I think that's another one that's kind of like a silent killer, like the Colts. I think 5-2, 6-1. These teams, they're looking good. If Bo Nix continues to develop and the defense that they have right now is staying aggressive, this team looks like that. If they're staying healthy, that they can be dangerous. And I think that this game against the Giants, I think it says a lot more about the Broncos to be able to score 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
That's just
Unheard of.
and then it's also what is the defense on the New York Giants doing?
Yeah.
How do you let that happen?
You're right.
I feel like, honestly, they just took their foot off the gas. They were playing strong. They were playing good. And I think that they got it in their mind that they were going to win. They got cocky. And I think that it turned into turnovers and blown coverages, poor clock management. I mean, they should have been watching that clock. They should have been like, oh, they're coming back.
Yeah.
I think they just they didn't adjust. They didn't readjust after the Broncos started coming back and started dominating. The Giants didn't readjust. They didn't fix their game plan. They didn't take that time out to really just readjust as a team. And the Broncos took advantage of that. I mean, when you start to fumble a little bit, that's when the other team swoops in, and you can really see that even just
100%.
One turnover and one mistake
Changes the whole game.
changes the whole game.
Right.
Yeah.
And you really just you just saw 2 different teams on both sides in the second half. I mean, it really went from complete Giants, Giants are going to win, to Broncos, they took the win. And honestly, I think it was just the momentum shift. Once Denver scored once, you could feel the pressure on the Giants, and you could feel them start to be like, oh no. And I think they just kind of crumbled under the pressure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, they completely broke down. 33 points, letting up 30 points, the most ever. I mean, the most ever of a team shut out through 3 quarters. I mean, it's just insane. The interception, like you guys said, they just could not come back after the Broncos got that momentum. They punted, and then the interception as well. The defense was not there.
Fell apart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was. I think it's definitely a lesson for Jackson Dart, though, because they did seem to be way too confident.
Absolutely.
I mean, how do you blow that if you're winning by so much? So, I mean, he's a rookie. He'll learn. They most likely will bounce back. But, crazy change.
I mean, this Giants team, you look at it, they're 2-5 right now. But there's so many close games that they could be 4-3 right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
They could definitely be a team with over 500 percentage winning.
Yeah.
There have been way too many close calls. I think it's terrible time management, just not good skills on that part. And then,
they just get cocky. And I feel like it shows that when you start to get confident and you start to get too cocky,
it's going to end poorly for you.
That's when you start to make mistakes, because you start playing oh, we got this. It doesn't matter. This is an easy team, an easy win. And then you get lazy, and that's when you get your turnovers and your blown coverages. As soon as you start to play oh, this is just going to be an easy win. We saw it with Penn State against UCLA. We went into that game thinking, oh,
don't even bring it up.
we can win. It happens with every team. The more you play oh, this is going to be easy, the more the other team will surprise you, and take advantage of that because they know that they have to work hard to get the win.
And Emily, that's really what I wanted to touch on. I wanted to say that the Broncos, this isn't foreign to them, that they've had these major comeback wins. We saw that in the game against the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, they came back, they beat them 21-17. I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean, this is obviously it's incredible that they came back 33 points, but this is not foreign to them because Bo Nix is such a strong leader. He described the team as mentally resilient, and I think that's very applicable, and you can see that demonstrated in their play. So moving on to another star quarterback, Drake May and the Pats, who dismantled the Titans to improve to 5-2 on the year, while May set a new record, beating even Tom Brady for a completion percentage with a 91% mark. Is May a top 10 quarterback, do you guys think? And can the Patriots make some real noise come playoff time? What do you guys think?
I mean, I can start this time. So I feel like he's very decisive. He's very confident. He's very good at reading the field. And going beyond that, he's very accurate with his throws. Like, he reads that field and he sees, okay, this is where my throw is going to go, and it gets there. And I feel like that really gives him a lot of, like, strength for the Patriots. I mean, obviously, the last couple of years, the Patriots have been struggling. We've seen the Pats, like, loss after loss, which stinks because they used to be a really good team.
Yeah.
And I feel like Drake May honestly might be the turnaround for them. I feel like with a 91% completion rate, I mean, that is insane. That is unheard of.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous. I mean, if you can throw a pass all the way down the field and you know it's going to get where it needs to go, I would use that, and I would use it to my advantage. And I feel like if they do and they continue to use it, they're going to go far.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, surpassing Tom Brady in any sort of aspect is insane.
Yeah.
I think this New England team, fans in New England, they haven't really felt this excitement since Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And that was so long ago that I think it's just, it's so exciting to watch a team like this, a young team. But he looked good in his college career, and he looks great now. I mean, what you said, what you touched on, like, that's exactly true. Just that's,
even their tight end, Hunter Henry, he looks
solid
good too.
That's scary to go against a guy who knows what he's doing and has confidence in himself and his throws. I mean, through 7 games, he's had over 1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns, and he's rushed for 200 yards for two touchdowns. That sounds like a top 10 QB to me,
Absolutely.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Leading a team to go 5-2 halfway through the season, impressive.
Yeah.
So I think right now that they look like a strong contender for playoffs as well.
Yeah.
It's, again, early to tell, but 5-2, I see it.
Yeah. What do you think, Katie?
I don't know. I wouldn't have thought of Drake May as a top 10. I mean, especially going into the season. I think he had some struggles at the start of his career, but he is coming out very strong now, lots of momentum with the Patriots organization.
Yes.
I would say he is developing to a top 10 quarterback. I think, I mean, that 91% completion rate, that's just
unheard of.
Yeah. I mean, to be compared to Tom Brady, to not even compared, he did better than Tom Brady. I mean, I think that does bring him up to top 10, even with all the other elite quarterbacks in the NFL.
Like it's important to know also that, like, the Patriots defense is healthy. So not only do they have a really strong offense, but their defense is playing good, and their defense is honestly, they're healthy, they're looking nice. So I feel like that also, like, gives him, like, an upside, like an upper hand, because when you have good defense and you have good offense, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the divisional round, honestly. I think they're playing smart, balanced football, which is really important.
Yeah, I would agree with you, girls. I think that he could definitely be a contender for a top 10 quarterback. The only thing I think that the Pats offense is missing is a big name wide receiver. You have Stephon Diggs, but he came off of a recent torn ACL. That completely changes you. That changes your mindset. That changes your, physical capabilities.
He's also getting older too.
Absolutely.
Yes, he is.
And as much as he's a big name, I think we need another big name wide receiver on that offense to really strengthen them and strengthen Drake May.
I mean, he's probably still standing there. You ever see the picture of him standing
there?
I mean, he's still waiting for his champion. So who knows?
Hopefully he gets it. I mean, these Patriots.
He's just going to keep standing there.
Yeah.
Whatever team he's on, he's just going to stand.
Yes. All right. Now for our board segment, we're going to talk about a great head coach might be the most valuable person on a team's facility. From the kneecap biting of Dan Campbell to the dorky duvals of Liam Cohen, let's head to the board to see our crew's Coach of the Year picks through Week 7. So, Katie, you want to start us off?
Yes, I will. So, my pick for NFL Coach of the Year is Colts head coach Shane Steichen. The Colts, he's been with them since 2023. They had an 8-9 season last year. Got Daniel Jones over the offseason. He looks very strong to me. I mean, we talked about them earlier, 6-1. That Daniel Jones had a pretty rough career with the Giants. I mean, to be able to coach him and turn him around. Steichen also was with the Philadelphia Eagles. He worked with Jalen Hurts over there, and look where that got him. Eagles fans over here must be happy about that. So I think he has also been producing a very strong defense. They have just completely turned the organization around, and I think with his offensive coaching, he is play calling for them. I think he's very high up in the running for NFL Coach of the Year.
Thanks, Katie, for that.
Yeah, I think 3 out of 4 of us requested to talk about
Oh,
him.
absolutely.
On this board.
Yeah, first.
I mean, who would have thought Daniel Jones would be a great quarterback
Yeah.
right now?
I
Who
would
would
have
have thought
never
he would be
imagined.
leading a 6-1 team?
And
Yeah.
I'm so happy for him. Like, he's
Same.
I know.
finally
Me too.
thriving in a position. He's a
too.
good guy. You know, you want to root for him, even though
Right.
he played for the Giants, which, you know,
Commanders,
technically all of
Cowboys,
our
Eagles. We
rivals.
have
Yeah,
almost all the
technically.
NFC East
I
here.
like the Giants.
That's a
Whoa.
controversial take.
Yeah,
That is
It
pretty
is
crazy.
controversial, but I actually really like Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterville. But that's not the topic of conversation right now. But I do like that pick a lot. I can
Yeah.
see him being Coach of the Year, even especially if they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, Emily, you want to go next?
Yes, I would love to. Okay, so my NFL Coach of the Year is Ben Johnson. I think, one, he's young. Obviously, I love a good young head coach because he's innovative, he's creative, he uses his offensive mind, like offensive line mind, to really help strengthen his team as a whole. I think that, you know, his team is built, not bought. I mean, he's taken young players from the draft, from trading, and he's really built them into stars. I mean, a couple of years ago back, the Lions were kind of a joke in the NFL, and now I feel like they're really like contenders and they're competitive. And I think that he has a real connection with his team. And also his story matters, you know, context matters in the voting. And he has a long history in the NFL, especially for such a young coach. But yeah, I think Ben Johnson is a real contender.
I think that's a really solid pick. I would agree. I think he's really
Thank
changed the program. He's really turned them around. And yeah, I think the team sees great success with him as head coach.
Yeah, but they're still the Bears, same old Bears. They still,
Same
Well,
old Chicago
I
Bears.
wouldn't go
Yeah.
that far.
Yeah.
My Commanders
Yeah.
got really
Oh.
upset by them.
sorry.
No, I was at the game with the Hail Mary last year, and so I had high hopes for that
Wow.
game. But
Yeah.
it does seem that they have really bounced back from that. I mean, I would be devastated after that
mean,
loss. So
They're still the Bears. They're not great.
Yeah.
But I feel like we saw what he did with the Lions. You know, he
Absolutely.
made them contenders,
Yes.
and I feel like he can do it with the Bears. You know,
Yeah.
he needs a little time. It might not be this year that we see
Yes.
them really blossom, but I do think he is a good contender for
Yeah.
Coach of the Year.
It's a good pick. All right, moving on to Izzy. Let's see your pick.
I'm going to have to go with Mike Barbell of the New England Patriots. Since been fired from the Titans, they've won 4 games. Now with the Patriots, they've already won 5 games this season. If that stat doesn't impress you, then I don't know what does. He has taken this team that really hasn't really had anything. We talked about it before. He's taken this team and he's taking them far. 5-2 right now with a rookie quarterback, Drake May. He's looking great. He's revamped this roster. I think this team can really be a strong contender for maybe a deep run in the playoffs this year. But I think Mike Barbell, if he can keep this team with their momentum, I think he can become a front runner for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I would agree with you. That's a
Yeah.
very good point. I think Mike has a lot of like different strengths that he provides to the team, and I think
Yeah.
they're very lucky to have him.
yeah, I mean, we talked about Drake May. Vrabel's doing a good job, like
Yes.
developing him as the years go on. So yeah,
Yeah, he's maximizing the talent that they have on that team right
Yes, for sure. All right. Last pick of the night is my board segment. I'm going to go with, for my Coach of the Year pick, Sean McVay of the LA Rams. I think he's had a very successful career, as we can see, pretty consistent. The Rams are currently 5-2, and they rank second in the NFC. And I think they're second really high up in the NFC. And I just think he's really dominant. You know, they recently had a huge success in London over the Jaguars, 35-7. Quarterback Matthew Stafford had a great game with, I believe, over 180 yards and 5 touchdowns. And, you know, that all leads back to your head coach. And that is, you know, Sean McVay, who's very talented, great leader for the team. I don't know if any of you have seen his great post-victory speech in London, but he was very energetic and enthusiastic, and he's just a great example of a very high-energy coach. You know, he applauded his team for a complete performance. He's not just looking at the offense or the defense or special teams. He's looking at everyone all together, and I think that just makes him a very solid coach.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams always look good. But
Yeah.
yes, I 100% agree with you. He's making them look good this year.
For sure.
I agree. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to trouble in the surf. The Cleveland Browns absolutely demolished the Dolphins, winning 31-6, thanks in part to a disastrous 3-interception day from Tua. They call him turn the ball over, Tagovailoa. The Dolphins locker room is in shambles under head coach McDaniel after now being 1-6 in the season. And that begs the question, should the Dolphins clean house and commit to a rebuilding year? Or do you think that they should stick it out and try to rediscover the spark that they had in 2023?
I feel like there's a lot to talk about here. I mean, Tua's 3 interceptions. I mean, 2 were just bad decisions. I don't know why he decided to do that. And 1 was tip-ish, but regardless, it's inexcusable at this stage. I mean, you are a pro. You've been on this team for years. You should know that you shouldn't be throwing interceptions at this stage. Yeah. And their defense got bullied. Honestly, they could not stop the run. They could not they just weren't playing good. I mean, they kind of were playing like they forgot how to play defense. Yeah. And the locker room, there's concerns. I mean, we see that veterans, they're frustrated. I mean, I feel like that's also not helping them. They're not working as a team right now because everyone's frustrated. They're frustrated with how they're playing. They're frustrated with the degree of the loss. I mean, it was a bad loss, and that would make any veteran frustrated. Yes. And I think that it's feeling like a broken team. I mean, O-line, defense, leadership even, they're all underperforming. And I think that if this continues, they might have to rebuild. They might have to explore trading, maybe even to a hot take. I mean, if you're going to throw...
I don't think it's a hot take.
If you're going to throw 3 interceptions, I think maybe it's time to just rebuild. And
I mean,
it's looking rough.
Yeah,
even their coach, if I was their coach, if I was McDaniels, I would...
He's in the hot seat for sure.
I would start looking for new dogs. I would start looking for new jobs.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think how unfortunate it is that Tua Tagovailoa, he's playing through so much.
I know.
He should have stopped a while ago, in my
He needs to medically retire. It's very concerning.
It's unfortunate
because
he was a great player.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's time, I think. I mean, I had Red Zone on a Sunday, and I was doing something, and every time the Dolphins would come on, it was just something about his interception. Yeah. I was like, there was just an interception like 10 minutes ago. What? Yeah. And then he got benched for Quinn Ewers to come in. I mean, come on.
I know.
I think in my opinion, it might be time for a rebuild. I mean, I know that 2023 team had potential, but where did they get? They didn't get that far. Yeah. I think it's time that if this team wants to be successful, they're going to need to do a whole reset. Reset the culture and the leadership. That's a pro. Trade some veterans for some draft potential, something like that. But it does admit the failure of McDaniels. But what do you have to do? I mean, you're 1-6. You lost 31-6 against the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, that's
Cleveland
bad.
Browns. Come on.
I mean, that's the lowest it can get.
I think it's time to press that reset button. Explore new options. Maybe explore retiring for Tua. I just don't think it's worth it for him anymore. He's not going to win a Super Bowl. He's not a quarterback that will take a team to win a Super Bowl. And I think for his health,
I feel
time to put that helmet off.
Yes.
And, maybe go to
at least a Guardian cap on.
He doesn't like something. Wear a Guardian cap for personal reasons. What personal reasons? For style? Like, are you trying to do something on the okay?
I know.
Choices.
I mean, he has a wife. He has kids. It's time. He has. You've seen the hand movements from hard collisions he's had. It's just unbelievable how you cannot put yourself first in that situation. I mean, he's not even playing well anymore. I agree. The coaching does play a part in it. I mean, you need to put your players first. You can't just throw them out there time and time again. You've seen the visible impact of his concussions. He's making very poor decisions.
He's throwing 3 interceptions.
3 interceptions. Not many quarterbacks are doing that.
Right.
I mean, I just think it's time for him to go. You have Quinn Ewers. You can rebuild the program, trades, draft picks, anything. You're young rookies and just young players, but I do think it's time for Tua to go. I like Mike McDaniel, but it might be time for him
There's nothing
too.
working there anymore.
I think they've all got to go. I think it's just got to be
Too
a
far gone.
clean house.
Yeah.
Tua, it's disappointing. You know, we were all rooting for him. We saw his great potential early on in his career, but with 10 season interceptions, and that's just, you know, after this recent week. You don't,
Week 7.
You don't
Week
even know how
7.
bad it's going to
Not
get.
even halfway.
Since 2019, he's had 4 documented concussions, and you know, there's
That's
probably
documented.
That's
documented,
There's
yeah.
probably way more that he suffered from, which is
Right.
very concerning for his health. And I agree. I think it's time for him to take the hay and get going.
I don't know. I think a midseason blow up though would really just fully trash their season. So
Maybe tank for some draft stock.
that could work.
absolutely.
Yeah, but it will definitely blow up the entire season for them. So they either, I mean,
it's kind of already
not
over.
that they have much going for them, but it will be their tanking for the draft.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And moving on to our last segment of the show, we're talking all about Monday Night Football. We have some pretty heavyweight battle matchups. First, between 2 top NFC teams, the Buccaneers versus the Lions, who recently bounced back from that tough loss against the Chiefs. And then our second matchup is a late one. It's at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern start. Which
Staying up late.
I
going to bed,
can't say I would be
obviously.
going up. I'd be staying up. But
Gotta
it's the
see it.
Seahawks versus the Texans. So who do you guys think are some of the key players on these teams, and who will escape this week with a victory? Let's talk about it.
I think Bucks and Lions, that's going to be a game to watch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Jared Goff versus Baker Mayfield, that's
Great
Two
matchup.
so
top
fun.
quarterbacks.
That's just so
Yeah.
fun to
Yeah.
watch. I mean, both teams are looking hot right now. Both teams are revving up their season. But I think that this game could go both ways. But I honestly do see it going with the Lions. I see them winning. They're hot. They're healthy.
Really?
This team, when they're healthy, they are dangerous. They're good. So, and they're at home. So I see them winning.
What do you think, Emily?
I mean, obviously the Lions are coming off a tough loss, but I feel like that's going to give them, I think it's going to give them a lot of fuel and anger. They're going to be playing to redeem themselves.
Yeah.
And the Bucks, I don't know, they have one of the most efficient offenses in the NFC right now.
Yep.
So it's going to be really hard to keep them under wraps and to keep them, from scoring. But I think it's going to be close. I think the Lions are going to take it, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they're at home. They need to bounce back. I think they have a lot riding on this game. And so I think that we're going to see them playing to win.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Lions will come out very strong after last week. They've been doing great. Their players, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, all key people that just really motivate and give that offense momentum. Jared Goff, he's doing great. But I think the Bucks might struggle a bit. They've had some injuries. I know Bucky Irving is out. Mike Evans is coming back. So he will be back, who's one of their best receivers, but probably rusty because he hasn't been in since, I think, a week 3 injury against the Jets. So he's back after a hamstring injury. I think it'll be very close, but I think Detroit will take it. I mean, I just think they really are fighting back after last week. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Dan Campbell is riding
Not
them.
happy.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sure he's probably getting them fired up to
Yes.
be at home, and I'm sure.
I think contrary to your girls' opinions, I actually think the Bucks will take it. I think Baker Mayfield looks very dominant this season. He has over 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. So although the Detroit Lions defense is absolutely incredible this year, I think the fact that he's lacked those turnovers proves that he can match up very well against a top defense. So, but I agree with Katie. I think it's going to be a very close game and an exciting game. And I'm really excited for this.
I think for that late game, though, tonight, I'm going to have to go with Texans. CJ Stroud, that's my fantasy
Yes.
QB after Burrow,
Oh,
But I'm hoping for Texans. They had a great win last week, so I see them
Yes.
winning that game.
Yes. Katie?
I personally think Seattle will come out on top. I think Sam Darnold, shockingly to me, I don't know about you girls, but I mean, he's been here for so long, just floating around the NFL. I think it's good to see him make a comeback, maybe stay strong with the team. But yeah, I think they have Jackson Smith and Jibba. I'm not going to say that right. I never say it right.
Sorry.
So we'll see about that one. But and then Texans have Christian Kirk out with a hamstring. They do have Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, but I don't know. I just think that the passing yards are better for Sam Darnold. He's a lot more than CJ Stroud. So yeah, I think the Seahawks take it.
Emily, any short and sweet comments you have?
So, I mean, obviously the Texans are coming off a bye, which does help them. But I think with the Seahawks being at home, I think as long as they can keep their defense in check and play a strong offense, I think that they could come out on top. But I really think it's going to be a toss-up game, and I think it's going to be really close. And it kind of stinks that it's at 10 p.m. because I think it's going to be a really exciting game.
Yeah, I would agree with you girls. I think the Seahawks have this one. You know, their offense has been very dominant with Sam Darnold leading at quarterback, but they do struggle with a consistent interior offensive line. So that will be something very tough that we'll look out for.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, girls. I hope you guys had so much fun. I know I had a lot of fun talking NFL tonight. And make sure to tune in to tomorrow's show.